Have you ever sat and realized the concept of melanin? It's so fascinating. The abundance of passion, energy, creativity, power. It incites fear, which baffles me. We are the pit bulls of humans. We hold the most love out of anyone, but they only take notice when we have to defend it. You know, I'm sitting in this titty bar just trying to forget, but I could never, so rather just trying to have a good time. But the fact of the matter is, regardless of these women, I can't let what you told me just escape from my mind. Grew up fortunate enough to not deal with these races much, but my mind is so on track it's impossible for colliding. But it would never matter, because the consistent theme is it's different but not better to be black in Hawaii. A light-skinned goddess, if I'm honest, pretty modest, only because her past makes her act that way. And she quiet, only reason is her family say you too light-skinned to go comment on with dark-skinned's face. But she hit me up, asking if we could just talk, knowing she might be uncomfortable with me cause shit in the past. But she hit my line crying, saying it's unfair as fucking talking about her nephew. She had asked, he's only 8 years old and live in Tennessee. His father profiled to be sipping on Hennessy. He called me late, saying, hey auntie, I love you, just in case anything ever ends up happening to me. How do I fix it? I sit in silence and ask, to be honest, how do I fix it? Taking this responsibility like it's my own. How the fuck I'm supposed to tell her it gets better on its own? They circle around his house when the street lights is on. Then they follow him while walking on his way home. And I'm supposed to say just stay strong. They bullying that little boy. The second he decides to fight him, dispatches deployed. His father can't rely on schools or the government for fairness in the matter, annoyed because he profiled right with him. And it makes me sick cause shit like this gon' hit the news the second it gets violent. The father prosecuted for protecting his own. But at that point, y'all done and birthed another Black Panther, heaven bent on bringing y'all to feel the pain in his home. You can't verify a thing, all of those are just extremes. You think that could never happen, but it can, and I seen. And the moment that it does, that boy has lost the righteous means. And that woman gon' look at me and daydream when she asks, he's only 8 years old and live in Tennessee. His father profiled to be sipping on Hennessy. He called me late, saying, hey auntie, I love you, just in case anything ever ends up happening to me. How do I fix it? I clenched my fist, what was my role to play in this? How do I fix it? Kaepernick just took a knee, they got uncomfortable. Told bro, just shut up and throw. LeBron agree with this plea, why they disagree? Told my nigga just shut up and dribble. They took to their place of outlet to bring awareness to those who don't dare dream our reality. And instead of trying to see what we see, they play the victim or turn off the TV. Discrimination, segregation, hating over centuries. We start protesting, now they wondering why I can't get Skittles and tea without thinking a kid died. And they just let the murderer walk free. I question why. Why you think we fed up when we try to suggest and request for our basic human rights? When time after time after time got denied. When another black girl dies, what crosses my mind? She's less than 8 years old and live in New Orleans. Her mother profiled to be the least respected being. She called me late, saying, hey uncle, I love you, just in case anything ever ends up happening to me. How do I fix it? Before I lose my peace from losing my niece, how do I fix it? Now I'm not saying that we riot or that we condone the violence, cause I know that was never part of the plan. But after so long of silence, we speak up, you keep us quiet. And you fucking right, I understand. Cause when we tried to defend life based on our skin, you don't see how your response is just a racist decline. So when it's fought for a long ass time, it's hard to not see folks as racist with a closed ass mind. and then they give us a street. Fuck that's supposed to do for me? We don't want no monetary changes, all the people seek. Based on what's been established, we know that y'all ain't listening, so let the protest proceed until a message has been seized. Agreed? Last thing, the people have been fed up. The people tired of hearing things like nigga keep your head up. The people want the equality that they are in debt to. Until then, you gon' keep on hearing about my nephew. He's only 8 years old and live in Tennessee. His father profiled to be sipping on Hennessy. He called me late, saying, hey uncle, I love you. Just in case anything ever ends up happening to me, how do I fix it? I know my place in this debate. You should say, how do I fix it? By not being indifferent. Black lives matter.